What was it? What was it made of?
Sweet potato and egg.
It was just sweet potato and egg.
Spectacular.
I don't care. I don't care. Give me 17 of them.
Don't care. Give me 14 right now.
But then she added. She told him how healthy they were. He was like 17. Give me
Who cares?
17 of them.
17. I'll take more.
Yeah, add 3 more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of On It. We are here. Sorry for the poor New York accent from me, but I believe Devin could give you a way better one. Devin, we're back. We're here.
Did you see that dude in New York eat a rat? The homeless dude?
Did you see that dude in New York? Never mind. I was about
Oh,
to
yeah.
see.
No,
I was about see.
blackout drunk and throw up on a basketball court in Madison Square Garden.
Look, if Tracy Morgan actually has like health problems, right? And that's like the reason why
from his car crash 30
No,
years
no,
ago.
like whatever it's from. I mean,
Sure.
if he has health issues today or just
Maybe
conditions.
diabetes.
My thing is, and it's like, live your life. Because like, who knows? Like maybe just out of nowhere, bro just felt sick.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he got like a tummy ache.
But like, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day, like,
a lot of booze.
I wouldn't say like me saying like, oh, maybe he was drinking, maybe he was just a little hungover. It's like I'm not shaming him for that.
No,
it's St. Patrick's Day. You're at Nick's courtside. It's like, I know
you're a grown man. Maybe don't fucking.
But also,
you're courtside.
You're courtside, but see,
like you can throw up in the rafters. No one cares.
He was going out. He was going out in a wheelchair, like with his nose like bleeding, like he had the towel up. So I don't know what was going on. If it is some health things, it's like, all right, like that sucks. But either way, it's like even if it wasn't, and it's like, oh, he was partying or whatever. It's like, I mean, they caught him lacking St. Patrick's Day in New York. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a baller move to just like a 4-year-old child just throw up in between your legs on a basketball court. But he's a fucking 60-year-old comedian. It's nice. It's a good move. The wheelchair is a nice touch.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! No, if I'm puking, I got the shakes, bro. Yeah, if I got access to a wheelchair, get me in that.
But that's the thing. It's like, how? Like, did he just not that? Like, when you're an adult, like you feel the pukes coming.
Well, yeah,
leave.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't feel good, I'm not going to a basketball game.
Sure, but that's like a child thing where you're like, you don't feel bad until 2 seconds before you throw up everywhere.
Well, I'm saying like so you're in your eyes, the only exception would be some type of condition where he had no clue and no chance until right there when
right then when he threw it out.
Any other reasoning? You're
unless he was blackout drunk or drunk or high or whatever the fuck.
Who knows what he's doing? I don't know, but who knows?
It's a great picture. That I might make that my lock screen.
Maybe we go to the Garden one day and the same thing happens to us, Devin.
I pray I do that, dude.
I mean, you go to New York. Would you rather be the man who threw up courtside or the homeless man that ate a rat?
Yeah.
Dude,
Tracy Morgan.
Like, I mean, yeah. Like, give me the guy that.
But there's a homeless dude just gnawing on a rat.
I mean, just pause the game. Just complete 10-minute intermission of the game. Hold on, I puke. Like, yeah, y'all gonna sit here and watch. Y'all gonna sit here and watch me. Y'all gonna sit here and watch me get carried out this bitch too. Fuck your Knicks game. Fuck this game. Y'all gonna watch me.
It's such a little kid thing to do. It's so funny.
It is.
I puked up sorry.
It is. Kids will just throw. One of my earliest memories is just. Yeah.
Dude, I ruined my elementary school gym floor. It used to be carpet. We used to have a carpet gym floor. I threw up all over it, and I ruined it. They had to put in tile the next year.
I've never done.
It was too much hot chocolate.
I've never done I've never damaged anything due to it.
And I damaged property.
I feel you. Now, if anybody was wondering, this is a sports podcast. This is a sports pod. But we always got to get our Tracy Morgan update out the way. Devin, not much has happened But certain things of importance have happened.
Yeah.
There is that one guy that we're still waiting on that, it's to the point where he don't even got a segment today because, I mean, make up your
Well, I mean,
mind.
we're waiting until tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. I just know, especially today, because today, on the day we're recording this, Monday, it came out today. Aaron Rodgers will, he will be taking his time. Like, he's still going to take his time, which probably means
Not
he's going to
tomorrow.
rush it and it's going to come out tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh, maybe,
It's
maybe.
either
Yeah,
fully true, but like everything has made it, every report has made it seem like he's about to announce it. And now it's this first report that
yeah.
he's going to continue to take his time. It's like, I
Sure.
don't know. It's like maybe he's just been feeding them bullshit this whole time and then
But I
boom.
mean, he did that last time.
It's Tuesday, bro. He's going to be on the Pat McAfee show and he's going to announce it.
Or he's just gonna sit there and giggle and be like, "I'm hiding things from people." I'm starting to get to a point where I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not watching your dumb fucking documentary. If you
Yeah.
start playing well, like, give Tom a documentary. I'll watch it.
Well, I don't care until he's on a team.
I don't give a fuck what he does.
No,
If he's gonna go out there and play worse than Zach Wilson or win fucking 3 games a season, then
whoa. Once Aaron Rodgers is a Pittsburgh Steeler, we're gonna talk about it.
he better be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
We're absolutely gonna talk about it. Now, if he's a New York Giant, we're gonna give his like career an obituary.
Yep.
But that's about it. I mean,
Yep.
that's the only thing we're gonna do for Aaron Rodgers if he's a Giant. But I mean, no, I believe he's gonna be a Steeler. Whoever someone said something earlier, they were like, if the Vikings wanted Aaron Rodgers would have been a Viking.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's probably the case as well. And I also read something that DK is smiling and he's glad he's got that money, but he didn't really want to go to Pittsburgh.
No, yeah, I forgot he got traded, number one, and yeah, I saw the report that it was like DK wanted to go to warm weather and wanted to do whatever, and it was between the Chargers and
he wanted to go to warm weather
and be on the West
somewhere where there's the quarterback situation's already figured out.
Yes.
So it was like
Herbert
Chargers.
is stable.
And they were like, all right, well, we're going to send you to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind. Like, I mean, it's not a bad place to go.
No.
Like, it is. No. Yeah, it's cold. There's no quarterback, but the organization's great. You're going to get treated well. You're going to be next to George Pickens. You're not going to be the lone receiver out there trying to fight for your life with Justin Herbert.
Rainy Seattle, cold Pennsylvania. It's not that. I mean, it's not that.
Or
bad.
fucking.
They'll be all right.
Shit dick L.A.
Yeah,
I'd rather be in Pittsburgh than L.A.
No. If I'm in L.A. and I'm an NFL player, I'm living out. Out. I'm not living in L.A. No. I'm chilling deep somewhere. In the middle of nowhere, and I'll drive
in the area that burns down every 6 months.
I'll drive to see. That's the problem, though.
Yeah, for real.
And I wasn't even gonna take that as a joke if you were trying to be funny, but
no, it wasn't a joke. I mean, it's like
I would almost and
somewhat serious.
Just be no. The problem is, and not to put this on you, but I'm almost afraid to bring up certain things just because I never know when you're working on a punchline or something. It's like I never know.
No, for example, you said that you would live outside of LA. And it's like, it's not worse until there's fire.
Correct. But also it's like, I mean, I'd probably be on like some Kobe shit where it's like, I'm not driving through this LA traffic and all this bullshit. I'm not. No, I'm dead serious. Like,
you're being serious. Okay, yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know, like maybe he did live in the, like I don't think he lived in the middle of LA. He probably lived in the hills or wherever.
He did.
I don't know. But I'm saying like, yeah, no, it's like I would love to be out in the middle of nowhere and shit. If I wanted to just fly in, I'll fly in. Like I'll do that rather than just live in the city and play for the Chargers. No, I'm not doing that.
Not a chance.
What do I look like? Fuck that.
But I mean, Pittsburgh's all right.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Completely different, but
he's gonna be in PA, just in the sticks somewhere, just chilling.
But he spent 6 years in fucking Seattle. It's not that fucking bad.
He was there for a minute. He was all right. It's fine. Seattle's
fucking lame too, dude.
I mean, if you are pushing honestly, whatever age, I was gonna come up with some age that really means nothing. If you're pushing whatever age and you're in the National Football League, at the end of the day, I mean, weather is weather. I don't really
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
that big of a deal to you. I
Like
mean, it
half your
sucks.
year, you're gonna be in a different fucking state.
It's like you're not. It's
Cold.
inevitable that you're gonna play in a weather condition you don't like or you're not used to.
Sure.
So I
But
mean,
yeah, I mean, I think outside of weather, I think it's a better option for him. I think it's less pressure.
I don't know, bro. LA's been loading up, and because I want to talk about LA. Actually, we'll probably talk about them next episode because they're making the AFC West look a little more interesting. Because
Yeah, but now they're missing a
that's the
DK
one
Metcalf.
thing. It's the receiver move they never made. They never made the receiver move, which confuses the shit out of me.
Exactly.
But I mean, they made the move for what's his name, Mekhi Becton over in Philly. Made that move for bro. And I mean, I keep forgetting, but like Najee's a Charger.
Yeah.
Like Najee Harris is a Charger, and it's like J.K. and Gus were cool.
Yep.
But Najee is just better. Plain and simple. He's a better running back, and he's a more consistent running back, a more healthy running back, just more everything running back.
Yep.
I mean, the Chargers are gonna be nice. So if DK would have been added to that team, because that's the thing, I was thinking Najee was gonna stay in Pittsburgh. And
that
then then the DK acquisition.
That would be great.
So, then we're talking, but I believe they're still probably going to go after like a JK or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the Chargers will probably go after some type of receiver.
I don't know.
I thought it would have been Cooper Kupp or
who else
someone
is?
else.
I mean, who else is Amari still out there? I guess I guess Amari top free agent wide
Demario Douglas
still available. I would assume it's probably going to be Amari Cooper. You want some receivers? You want some receivers, Devin? The receivers that we got that are still available, wide receivers that are free agents. No,
Stephon Diggs.
I guess Diggs. I'm trying best remaining free agents. Here we go. Now we're talking. Give me them wide receivers that are still available. Give me the wide receivers. Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Deontay Johnson. Which I would have said, which is crazy.
He ain't a top free agent no more, bro.
6 months ago,
he's died.
I would have been. And you know what's crazy?
Dude, you would have been hammering.
Who are we, right?
Yeah.
Who are we to be on a wide receiver's resume or someone to call up for is this a reference? You know what I'm saying? It's like who are we? But he's done acted like this. He's done acted so drama queenish. It's like he's not gonna get good. He's not gonna get references from his past teams.
Mm-mm.
You think the chart? Here's the thing, Jim Harbaugh.
I mean, it's all out in the open. He was basically he was booted from y'all. He was booted from the Texans. He ain't going anywhere.
Okay, I just put it together, right?
What?
So Jim called John and said, "So DJ," and John went, "Absolutely not."
Fuck
and
no.
Jim went, "All right, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. All right, bro. All right, I'll talk to you later."
And Jim went, Gus and JK. John was like, "They're released right now."
But I'm saying, like, if you want to talk about, like, coach to coach, it's like, how about the two brothers having a conversation about a shitty receiver that didn't want to play for one of them? Like, yeah, you're gonna get the all absolute honest.
I mean,
truth.
I think he just overvalues his himself.
Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett.
It's funny how Keenan Allen was supposed to change the Bears last year. I thought Lockett was retiring.
There's nothing. I mean, Michael Gallup, Odell. You want to take a shot at Odell?
Someone
take a shot at Devin Duvernay. How about Brandon Powell and Kadarius Toney, a little Gator wide receiver lineup? Just get all the Gator free agents.
I think KT still deserves a spot.
Maybe like punt returner. Maybe returning some kicks or something. I don't know about fully running routes and catching passes from quarterbacks because he's not too good at that, but. Let's talk about some players that are good at that, Devin. 2 big signings, 2 big contract extensions.
Huge.
For 2 players on the same team. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase both get a big old bag. Jamar Chase becomes the highest paid non-quarterback, and
And the
Jamar
highest paid receiver ever, no?
ever? Is it ever? I
I
mean,
don't
at
know. I
this
mean,
point, yeah. No, you're right. At this point,
he got
yeah, it
40,
is.
no?
It is ever. He's the highest paid non-quarterback.
It was 161 over 4, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's the highest. He jumped over Myles Garrett for highest paid non-quarterback. So
Yeah.
yeah, Jamar or T. Higgins becomes the highest paid number 2 wide receiver,
Yeah.
making about 28
115.
a year.
120.
So
How much?
about like it was like 28.5 a year,
28. Dang.
which is like a little under what was projected. I mean, remember he was projected like 30 a
30.
year.
Yeah.
So makes sense. But let's really talk about it, because when I was really looking and diving more into, the Bengals and making this move for these 2 wide receivers, and Jamar is an obvious, yes, they were gonna have to extend Jamar no matter what, or they were shooting themselves in the foot. But here's the thing, I think that these 2 extensions, it's either gonna be really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And that was my
Really
initial. That was my initial thought, right? Just my initial thought. Then I started really looking at last year.
Yeah.
And their defense and their schedule. Devin, you can have Joe Burrow throwing for 500 yards a game. Number 1 in passing yards every season. But if you're top 10 in yards and points allowed,
Yep.
it's not really, I don't know, you're not really hitting the nail on the head by extending, 2 receivers while you have Trey Hendrickson, for the second year in a row demanding a trade because you don't want to pay him.
True.
To have a defense that was that bad last year, and the biggest moves you made were what? Re-signing they re-signed B.J. Hill, they re-signed a couple other D tackles, brought in a linebacker that played 17 games and only had 41 tackles. I mean, like, they didn't really they signed Marco Wilson, like they didn't really make any moves on the defensive side of the ball, and they just almost confirmed that what they had on offense is gonna come back next year.
Yeah.
So as of right now,
well, I mean, I don't know how money works in the NFL, but I mean, Joe's making what, over 50.
Joe's the second highest paid.
So
he's so you got the second highest paid player
55.
in the league. So you got the second highest paid player in the league, the highest paid non-quarterback, and the highest paid second wide receiver too.
Yep. And
and
the worst
horrible
defense in football, basically.
I mean, if they did like an offense to defense ratio, they're probably the worst.
I think it's 98-4.
I mean, it has to be.
They have over 100%.
Yes, I was gonna say your math was a little crazy, but yeah, over 100%. I mean, like, yes. it would have to be a horrible ratio, and then, like, okay, defense is still a huge problem. Because right now it's Trey Hendrickson wants to be traded because he's not getting paid. Well, they're definitely not affording him now.
No.
Unless he is fully buying into, like, man,
that's the thing. It's like, cool, give Jamar his money. Well, it's also crazy that they gave him 40. That's insane.
Is it?
Yeah, because the wide receiver standard is like 30 to 35 is.
What's the Jefferson bag?
35.
All right, but keep going.
But you can give up a T. Higgins. You can make a trade for T. Higgins. You can get some defensive players. Maybe they think they can draft their way out of this, but
there's no drafting their way out of this.
But at the same time, it's like, we don't know that we're gonna get the offense of that caliber this year to the same caliber.
And here, okay, all right. Here's the big problem. So Justin Jefferson's gonna make $33 million next year.
Okay.
T. Higgins is the second highest pay, or is the highest paid wide receiver
Second.
too.
Yep.
So he's not getting paid like a wide receiver 2 anymore. He's getting paid like a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
If you're making $28 million, you're a wide receiver 1.
Yes.
So you can't go out there and put up what did he put up last? I don't want to say he even cracked what did he put up last year?
I thought he put up. He was hurt something last year.
That's what I'm saying. He played 12 games? Okay, yeah, he played 12 games last year, put up 900 yards. I mean, all right. It's cool. Bad. It's cool, bro. Like I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's like even that is it's impressive. But like I said, Joe Burrow can be the most impressive quarterback in the league. But then I started to look at these teams they were playing, Devin. So they started the year 1-4.
Mm-hmm.
They started the year 1-4, and that only win came against Carolina.
Yep.
So they were really close to if any other team they had to play.
Those losses early were close.
Oh, no? You sure?
Were they not?
No.
Okay.
I want to say. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they.
One of them was to us.
I'm not gonna die on that hill. But let's look at the rest of the season since then. So they went 1-4, right? They went 1-4. After going 1-4, they then beat the Giants, the Browns twice, Vegas, Dallas, Tennessee, Denver, and Pittsburgh in Week 18.
Yeah, it's because their defense was absolutely diarrhea.
So when it's teams like that they get to play,
yeah,
Joe's gonna throw the most yards in the league. But when they gotta play, who they lose? Okay, Baltimore twice, Kansas City, Washington, Philly, the Chargers, Pittsburgh when they're trying mid-season, they're losing. They lost to all those teams, and it wasn't. And I mean, it's just you can have all the I don't know, the flashy shit you want on that offensive side of the ball. I really don't see a world where that defense is gonna stay this bad, possibly worse. And they're just. I mean, the Bengals still have absolutely no run game. I don't know what they're gonna do with
zero run game
running next year.
But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. It's like we don't know that we're gonna get the same offensive production out of the Bengals, and they're not gonna be playing. I don't know what their schedule's like, but to replicate the however many yards Joe had and how well he played and all this shit, it's gonna be tough. Especially when you're not getting the ball that much because your defense
is shit, and if you are getting the ball, and that's the thing when Joe Burrow was throwing 5 touchdowns, it was to stay in a game with Lamar when the Ravens just kept scoring. It's like, we're
yeah, exactly. But I mean, same time, like the lack of run game hurt them.
Oh yeah,
massively. Just in terms of time of possession and shit like that. When they would score, when you would get that Jamar Chase touchdown, it'd be a 60-yard touchdown, and it would be fucking 20 seconds off the clock. And then it's just Lamar trekking down the field with Derrick Henry and taking up 7 minutes of the clock.
Well, shit. Or if they bounce back real quick, it's like, all right, Joe, you got 2 minutes on the bench. Go do it again.
Yeah.
Go right back out there. Go figure it out. I mean, it's just, like I said, one more time. The Giants, the Panthers, the Browns twice, the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Broncos, the Steelers in Week 18.
Yeah.
Because the Steelers, mind you, the Steelers in Week 18 were a very different team than the Steelers mid-season.
Well, yeah, the Steelers, what were they? 10-4?
10 I think they were 10-3.
They were 10-3, and then 4 games left.
Lost.
They won one of.
No, they lost out. They went 10-7. They lost the last 4 games. Yeah. They lost the last 4 games of the year. But I'm saying, like, they were a way different team when they beat the Bengals in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean they were better. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That Bengals win late in the year, the Bengals were still fighting for a playoff spot. The Steelers were fighting to not look like
Who were they? I mean, was the North still up Week 18, or did the Ravens win at 17?
No, 17.
Okay, so yeah, it's like
because y'all beat them in 16.
Okay, so yeah, the Steelers. I mean, they weren't playing for much,
No,
if I do remember correctly. So
no, they weren't.
I don't know, Devin, if maybe that defense can turn around and shock us, but I don't want to shit on the getting of the bag, the
No,
receiving
it's
of the bag,
great
but.
for Jamar.
I mean, and T Higgins is like, I mean, shit. Yeah, if you gonna
It's
if you
huge
gonna
for T.
offer
Higgins.
me,
Yeah, yeah,
if you're gonna offer me that, it's like I'm not gonna not sign the contract.
yeah.
What? Because I don't deserve it in some people's eyes.
T.
Fuck
Higgins ain't
that.
getting 30 anywhere else.
He might end up on a list one day
Maybe
of worst contract extensions of all time. Who knows? I mean,
they both could.
it don't matter. He don't care. He don't care. But yeah, I got a feeling this might not end up too good. You know.
I mean, it's possible, but yeah, I mean, if you look at the best teams in the league, they're not really built off contracts like this.
Baltimore, Kansas City,
Philly.
Philly. I mean, shit. I mean, we're gonna see. Shit. The Chargers were so stingy they didn't even get a receiver.
No.
That's how stingy they've been being. I mean, I don't know. It's
All
just
they had to do was
they've been being.
give more money to T. Higgins.
Yeah. Or I mean, T Higgins. I mean, they could have called. I mean, they could have made a move for DK. They could have seen what was up with Debo. They could have seen what was up with Chris Godwin. They could have seen. I mean, they Cooper
I don't think
Kupp.
Chris Godwin was really going to go anywhere.
I don't know.
I think as long as Tampa satisfied him, I don't think he was going to
I
go
don't
anywhere.
know. They said the bags were pretty appealing.
They probably were.
he was offered he was offered a lot more from other teams from what some reports were saying when he
Which
decided to go
goes
back
to
to
show
Tampa.
that he really wasn't planning on going anywhere.
He wanted to be a Buck. All right. So our favorite, sports page, our favorite
CBS.
reporters, just our favorite group of, guys and
Terrible.
women, whoever wants to talk about sports on CBS Sports, do your thing.
I think that's the problem. No, I'm kidding.
No, the problem is us, honestly.
No, you're right.
These
Yeah, you are
nerds.
right.
But look,
Dude, there was I don't know what show it was. There was an all-female football show. It's on one of these networks, maybe CBS.
I saw Brenda Song breaking down
Football?
football. I actually sent you the video of it.
Did you?
And not to be like misogynistic, but it's like if we're gonna give Brenda Song a platform to discuss sports, and this is why I'm saying it's not a misogyny thing. It's like no, male, female. She has absolutely no background to have a platform to talk about sports. She was London Tipton. It'd be like if her husband decided to talk sports. It's like no, you were a little. What's his fucking name? What was his name? I don't even remember his name in
You were
Home
in
Alone.
Neverland.
Stop it. We're not doing that.
Oh,
I knew exactly where
I
you were
thought that's
going.
what you were getting at. My bad.
No, I was going Home Alone, but either way, it's
Macaulay
like,
Culkin. Yeah.
either way, no, it's like no,
Kevin.
if she's talking sports, we're talking sports.
Yeah, no, yeah.
All day. But yeah, no, she was breaking down some shit.
I mean, yeah, we do have a fucking. We have one of these shows, but I do feel bad for whoever listens to London talk about sport. Maybe it's good stuff.
She, I will say, sounded smarter than a lot of people I've heard talk on like ESPN, Fox Sports, like College Game Day, whatever. It's like,
Sure.
It's like I've never heard Pat McAfee break down something as intricate as she did.
Really?
And it's not to say that he can't, but he's like more of like,
True.
like, it's like he's more of an entertaining guy.
True.
When it's like you got London Tipton breaking down different coverages, it's like, all right, okay.
This might be my new favorite thing.
It's like, okay, what are we doing here? Anyways, our favorite place to get our news for sports, Devin, CBS Sports. They said that there are 12 contenders left in the NBA to possibly win a championship this year, and they rank them in their from 1 to 12 in their best odds to win the championship this year. Now, I want us to give our own ranking and then blindly compare ours to CBS's, because I think after we do ours, it's not only going to be different, but CBS is going to maybe surprise you in where they rank these certain contenders and or who they even named as contenders. Starting off with the obvious, though. So 1 through 12, I mean, you got the top tier boys. You got Cleveland. Now, I'm not going to keep, because I've been doing this all year where I've kind of been shitting on Cleveland for no reason. And it's just because of what I've seen in the playoffs, right?
Of course.
It's not, like, I understand. Like, they've been
We
balling
get
this
the
year.
team's good. You guys are winning tons of games.
You know, they win regular season games. Like
It's
the
awesome.
Cleveland Cavaliers have been really, in the Donovan Mitchell era, they're, like, really good in the regular season.
I mean, it'll go down as, like, a very impressive run that just never was able to.
But I can't truly buy in until, and I won't say they gotta like win round 2, but like if they're like, you know, if we're in round 2 and it's like, all right, like, and
You
I
can
don't
tell.
know, it's like they deserve to be here. Maybe I'll start buying in, but like over Boston, no.
No.
I gotta go with Boston over them. I
think Boston deserves the 1.
They've shown no signs of not being right back where they were last year.
Yep.
So I mean, there's
outside of record. But.
Like I'd almost be a hater to come up with a reason for why they wouldn't be back in the finals.
Yeah.
I'm saying not even just a Jason Tatum hater. It's just like I would. I'm just reaching for. It's almost like when someone says like, well, he's not perfect. It's like yeah. Well, no one's perfect, but like if you can't find anything bad to say, you just have to resort to like, well, they're not perfect, you know. I can't really, you know, they're gonna lock in these playoffs, and it's gonna be scary. OKC.
Yeah.
They're the Cavs of the West.
I don't want to put them in a Cleveland boat or a boat like that, just because we don't know what they can do in the playoffs.
Yes.
I mean, we do.
They have a chance to prove. They have a chance to prove that they're not the Cavs of the West.
Exactly, and I think that they have a better chance of doing so. I think the West. I wouldn't call it more open, but you know, I think they're a little bit better team than the Cavs.
They absolutely are, 100%.
So what? Them two?
I would say for right now, yeah, Boston 1, OKC 2. I do like that. Now, how about the Lakers?
The Lakers.
Now, here's the problem with the Lakers, right? A week ago, it's like, hey, man, they're maybe a little week ago, they're the 2 seed. They're chilling. LeBron's been out. Now they're down to the 5 seed. It's like there's a world where they could end up, you know, 6 seed and got to play Denver round 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, you know, people have been kind of sleeping on Denver all year in terms of like the hype they've gotten in the past. I feel like it's almost been like, maybe not like, you know, like similar to voters fatigue, maybe they just like praise fatigue. It's like unless Joker goes out there and gets like a 30, 20, 20 or whatever. It's like
even if he does, people are like, hey, it's impressive.
Well, no. Even when he did get it, it's like, all right, now he's back in the MVP race. Like, because it's like he's done. You know, it was like, you know, when Russ the 4th year you average a triple double. It's like, God.
The first year it was the triple double watch. By the time he was in Washington, it was like, wow, he did it again. That's cool.
I mean,
good for you.
By the second time he did it in OKC, it was like, all right, you know, we get it. Like you can do this. And I think that they've kind of done that with Denver, especially from, you know, them not making it last year and whatnot. I think they're a little more slept on than maybe people would expect the Denver Nuggets to be, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I'm kind of mixing in Denver with LA because I'd kind of have to put Denver over the Lakers right now.
Okay.
As of right now, they're healthier. The Lakers are still dealing with Braun being out for another possible week. I mean, he might end up unless he has to come in and truly wants to play for a seeding purpose, that man
seeding
might
thing.
sit
Yeah.
out. That man might sit out till the playoffs.
But yeah, Bronny's sitting out too.
Oh well. That's a good one.
It's involuntary, but
see, and it's like I said, if they
no,
end up,
I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about people's sons. I forgot.
yeah, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. If the Lakers end up in a fifth, sixth seed situation, and they got to end up playing a team like the Nuggets round one, it might be
Throw Bron
bad.
back in for the last week. Yeah,
It might get bad for the Lakers. So for right now, I got Denver over the Lakers. Do you have Cleveland over Denver?
no.
Okay. All right. Okay. I would also agree on that. So I
Like
would also.
again, it is very impressive.
It
But
is.
winning 16, 17 games in a row is cool, but we know that this team isn't like 2016 Warriors or whatever the fuck. Like, this shit's gonna run out, and it'll run out in the playoffs at some point.
How about Golden State?
Golden State's weird.
Golden State's super weird, bro.
And they're streaky as fuck, and the Jimmy edition's cool, but
it's like the vibes there, like they've been gelling well, the chemistry's there, but for some reason, when it comes down to a 7-game series,
yeah,
and Draymond's gonna have to battle with like either Chet or Jokic.
Yeah. Oh well, look at that. The astronauts are coming back.
What are you talking
The
about?
ones who got stranded.
What are you talking about? What?
I don't know. Astronauts got stuck in space for a week.
That whoosh went right over. That went right over my head.
Yeah, as it should. I don't really care about astronauts, but
Oh, so you just randomly brought up a NASA breaking news thing?
Yeah, I got a NASA alert
in the middle of my Draymond rant. Okay, cool. No, it's fine. No, but I don't see Draymond battling with these bigs like they've been running these lineups they've been running with Draymond at the 5. It's like it's not gonna work. I really don't, and I'll eat my words if it does, Devin. But
I mean, Golden State is impressive, and they've bounced back from that terrible kind of midseason run. But I mean, I haven't really crunched numbers, but if you get into a 7-game series, Steph Curry's going to have 5, maybe 6 good games for you to win a series. But I mean, at least 4, but like 4 takeover level games.
No, Curry's going to have to dominate every series he's in.
Every series.
Curry's going to have to dominate. I mean,
Curry's going to have to put up 35.
I guess there's a world where Jimmy has his day, but I still feel like even if it got to a point where
even on Jimmy's day, yeah.
If it got to a point where you're in a series versus Golden State and you're focusing more on Jimmy, that's gonna give Steph even more.
But that's another thing.
We got
playoff Jimmy.
Playoff Jimmy.
Jimmy's a different breed.
Playoff Jimmy.
But even then, this team is, yeah.
But but playoff Jimmy, it's built on that ball being in Jimmy's hands. But like I said, if it gets to the point where he becomes a problem on his own in a playoff series, that might give Curry an even bigger window to cook. But it's still all going to be anchored down and held down by center Draymond.
Yep.
And I don't see it, Devin. I can't buy into it. How about the Knicks?
Nah.
So I like the Knicks. Like, the Knicks are fun to watch. They're cool. But the best way to describe them, and I think Jeff Teague said it. I'm getting dinged over here. Shout out Shane, friend of the podcast, getting dinged over here by Shane and stuff. But Jeff Teague said it the best. He said the Knicks are an ankle roll away from being trash.
Yeah.
And they kind of are.
I mean, honestly, there's a few teams that are, but
it's like they are so. They're so like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like their chemistry or whatnot, but it seems like you knock one of those dominoes down and it might be a problem for the Knicks. I mean, especially in the East, when you look at some of these teams. I mean, we're talking we're talking Cleveland, we're talking Boston. I really want to talk a team that I don't know, like I don't know if it's regular season shit, and I thought we were like done basing just like a full 82 game like product, like describing how well we think some of these teams are going to be like playing in playoff series this year or any year. The Bucks.
Yeah.
If you give me that team healthy in a 7-game series,
Yeah.
why are we not talking about them being in at least the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where they sit in the table right now.
What are they? Oh, fuck, God.
Um,
It's been jumping. Let me pull the standings back up. Go ahead.
but I mean that's the other thing. It's like there's teams like Cleveland and teams like the Knicks and teams like OKC or whatever, but that have played impressively. But then you get to the playoffs and you have Dame and you have Giannis and there's like this X factor. It's like having Jokic in the playoffs. Regular season games in the NBA are different. Um,
Like it's hard for
whereas
me. It's hard for me to buy into like I don't know Pacers hype, right?
yeah, exactly. And honestly, it's just unproven. Okay,
Bucks are fourth.
so yeah, I mean that's I would I would put the Bucks up there. I mean, especially for contenders to at least be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
But I feel like the Bucks just don't get that shine that, and maybe it's just Cleveland. They just won so many games that it just makes
But
the East.
it's expectations for a team like this, for Dame, for Giannis, compared to expectations for fucking Darius Garland and Jared Allen.
But like when you really look at it, it's like it is a drop off, 56-11 down to 38-29. I mean,
No,
it's a drop
there
off, but it's
definitely
like
is.
when I look at that team still healthy in 7 games, I can't count those fuckers out.
And that's the thing. It's like, yes, again, the regular season wins are impressive, but when you have honestly on both sides, on the East and the West, there's two teams that are kind of far and above in terms of record, especially in
And
the East. But it doesn't seem to mean much,
it
or
doesn't.
no one really gets that feeling that they're super afraid of OKC.
Because you got the Bucks at 4,
Yeah,
Pacers boom at 5.
yeah,
Bucks to me, like I said, they could be some big dogs. I can't buy into the Pacers being big
fuck
dogs.
no,
I really can't.
no.
I mean, the Halliburton shit was cool last year, but I'm over that, bro. I'm just not like yeah, it's like he's great, but I can't like postseason. Nah, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
I gotta. It's Cleveland. Yeah, these top 4 teams in the East, and then I'm really not looking anywhere else. Minnesota.
Not really.
See, the problem is with Minnesota, they gotta make the playoffs first.
True.
They're sitting at 7 seed. They're gonna be in the play-ins. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what
But then you get a team like Memphis, and it's like
Memphis is on here too.
they're what, the 2 seed?
Memphis. Well, shit, you're right. They did jump up. Memphis. Nah, they're 4. 4 now.
4, okay.
4 now,
But
but 1 game behind the 2 seed. You know.
exactly, they were the 2 seed or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's like we're talking about all these other teams, and no one's talking about Ja, or no one's talking about fucking. I
Cause I
mean,
can't. I can't.
Ant's got potential to
I can't.
bring this team
Ant's
back
got
up.
potential to go on some Jimmy Butler run, but it's like, bro, they broke up that fucking team at the beginning of
True.
this year. They showed us their hand and what they expect out of that Minnesota team this year, bro. There's absolutely no chance of them being any type of contenders. Almost to the point where you're gonna have to convince me to not put them at 12.
Fair.
Out of Minnesota, like Minnesota, Memphis, and then the last team on here are the Clippers.
Clippers, get them off this list.
Clippers at 12?
Yes. Clippers, Timberwolves.
All right. I'll
What
put
and from a sheer availability of Anthony Edwards over Kawhi Leonard.
look, I'll put Clippers at 12, and maybe I'm expecting that call one day at some point where Kawhi is gonna miss a playoff series. But if you have that healthy Clippers team and Kawhi and James Harden on point, fuck Julius Randle.
Fair.
That Minnesota team sucks, bro. I don't
You're right.
care, bro. I don't care, but I guess I'd probably have to say Minnesota 11, and then I'm going Memphis.
Okay. Yeah.
Minnesota 11, then I'm
Um,
going Memphis. Let's go back up to 1 though.
what was I gonna say about someone?
I don't know what you were gonna say about someone, but we did. Are we agreeing Boston at 1?
Boston won.
Now we had Denver over Cleveland. Do we have anybody else over OKC? Is Denver
Outside of
over
Denver,
OKC?
no.
Is Denver over OKC? Is Denver number 2 on this list?
I mean, I feel like we're giving OKC the benefit that Cleveland would be getting, but saying that Cleveland doesn't deserve it.
So it's either we have to give it to both of them or neither of them.
Yeah, for real.
Both of them or neither of them.
Denver,
I don't know.
OKC.
And put what, Denver at 4?
No, I'm saying Denver over OKC.
So put Denver, OKC. All right, Denver, OKC. Denver, OKC, and I mean we got to go Cleveland. Denver, OKC, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Denver, OKC, Cleveland, but then we're looking at Lakers, Knicks, Warriors. I'm gonna help you out right now and just say
Bucks.
Indiana can go 9 at Memphis.
Yep.
After or before Memphis, we could put Indiana, and then you have the Bucks as well. So Lakers, Bucks, Knicks, Warriors.
I think Lakers next.
All right. Warriors, Bucks.
They're both gonna have a tough ass ride to get to where they're going, but
It's just like I don't know. It's like Robin Lopez can just get rebounds, but like he's gonna have to just worry about getting punched in the face by Draymond. It's like
and the penis.
I almost want to put them a spot above Golden State.
That was my thought.
Just a spot. I'll put Milwaukee, and then I'll go Golden State, which leaves us with
Yeah,
the
I still don't want to downplay Golden State just from sheer playoff experience. You have top tier playoff performers.
Okay, well, so then do you like this list then? So Boston, Denver, OKC, Cleveland, Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Knicks, Pacers, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Clippers.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to know CBS's list?
Yes.
All right, from
Cavs.
From 1 to 12, they have Cleveland at number 1.
Thunder.
They have Boston at number 2.
Oh, wow. See, you got to give you can't do one or the other.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, they got OKC at number 3.
Okay.
So OKC at number 3. Then they got the Lakers at number 4.
Balls.
Then they have Golden State at number 5.
Nuts.
Then they have Denver at 6.
Okay.
Then they have the Knicks at 7.
Okay.
Then they got Memphis at 8.
Hmm.
Then they got Indianapolis at 9. Then they got Minnesota at 10.
Hmm.
Then they got the Clippers at 11. So who's 12?
The Bucks?
They got the Bucks at 12.
Bro.
They got the Bucks at 12.
Get the fuck out of here.
They got the Bucks at 12. Someone got paid to write this article.
They just like to throw in a stinker.
Someone got paid to write this article, Devin. Like, it's crazy. Like,
was there a reason for?
I don't maybe. Yeah. But is it not crazy to put them at the bottom of the barrel when we're talking championship contenders and we're throwing Minnesota and Memphis in this year?
Weren't they in the Eastern Conference Finals last year?
Eastern Conference Finals? Were they in the Eastern Conference Finals? I don't know. That's a good question. Honestly, you're asking the wrong brain. I don't fucking remember. You're asking the wrong brain. I'm not going to lie. But I remember
the finals.
I like our list. The top 12 NBA contenders.
Lakers and 9. Not Lakers. Mavs at 9. There's still a chance.
Mavs at 9.
Yeah, from last year.
See, and that's another problem. It's like, why would we expect Minnesota to pretty much do what, not pretty much do, because that'd be getting rid of Ant, but kind of doing what Dallas did, and that's breaking up a championship contender team and expecting them to
get better,
win in the playoffs? There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
But final list, NBA, top 12 NBA contenders, and how is this ranked? The top 10, they're the top 12 NBA contenders by chances of winning a championship this year. I got it. I think I got it.
Sure, yeah.
Clippers at 12, Minnesota at 11, Memphis at 10, Indiana at 9, the Knicks at 8, the Warriors at 7, the Bucks at 6, the Lakers at 5, the Cavs at 4, OKC at 3, Denver at 2, Boston at 1.
I like it.
I'm not mad at it. If people want to switch up OKC and Denver and buy into the OKC hype, I wouldn't be mad at it. But
I mean, it's kind of like a fucking gaggle.
It's really the experience.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it usually is. I know that it would, if we look at it like teams that we would be shocked who would exit the playoffs early, it's Boston, Denver, the Bucks,
yeah,
the Warriors maybe.
Like as good as OKC
if OKC
is.
lost second round, we're not going to be shocked. Cleveland lost in the second round, it's not shocking. If Memphis lost first round, or the Timberwolves lost in the play-in or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, even if the Timberwolves lose in the play-in, it's like I'm not going to be too surprised.
No, and if like the Pacers, if they lose, not shocking.
No,
yeah. Pascal Siakam.
See, and that's the thing. It's like, Pascal and Holly, they can get hot for a series, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they got to run into the Bucks or if they got to run into run into Boston. It's gonna be a problem. But all right.
Yeah.
Last episode we ranked the top 10 best free agent signings of all time.
Yeah.
And then went and did a little Googling, a little research, a little Bing. People still Bing?
Florida, I hope not.
Do people still Bing in Yahoo?
I think Bing is for those type of people. People
are Binging and Yahooing all their stats. Devan, I got some of the worst free agent signings in NFL history. And we're going to make the top 10 list for the worst free agent signings in NFL history. There's a lot of different ones in here. You got some players who got some fat bags and just did not live up to the hype. You got some players who maybe just were really nice and then decided to never play as good as they once were ever again. You got some that were really nice, had a shit year, and then went on to be a Pro Bowl, for another Pro Bowler for another team. But I got some of the worst free agents in NFL history, and starting with one of the most infamous, Devan. When you hear worst free agent signings of all time, and maybe this name doesn't pop up, but especially you being you, this name should pop up.
Me being me?
Yeah, I mean, who is it?
Worst. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really thought about it.
I'm gonna tell you who it is.
I'm trying to keep it more of a surprise to see if I'm shocked by these names.
So in 2009, this man was paid $100 million for 7 years, and at the time, a record 41 million of that being guaranteed to him. Washington signed Albert Hainsworth.
You are right.
Now, the thing about Albert Hainsworth is,
yes,
like, a lot of these guys are going to be able to compare, like, stats from this time to, and then what happens here. He's a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
The thing is, I didn't even have to go into where it was, like, stats or comparing. It was, you look his name up.
Yep.
And from the time he got signed as a Washington Redskin, it was just a complete display of lack of effort from his side.
Yes. There was that play, what was it, against Philly?
So, yeah, where he just lays there.
He's just laying down.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. It is Vic running away. Yeah, he just completely lays there and watches the game. I mean, he did not care about the game of football once he got that bag.
This
This was just a prime example of somebody getting paid and just they say it's like I saw recently that people it was like this tattoo shop and they were like I can't stand artists who get paid fully up front because they say that they lose some of that motivation to get the job done because they already have all of the money.
Mm.
It's like when you have a record-setting amount of money already guaranteed to you.
Yeah.
$41 million guaranteed to you in 2009.
And 09, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably lay there too.
For real.
You know?
Well, and if you get what he got signed for 7 years,
7
he's not getting
years.
another contract.
No, he
There's
got
no reason to fight for another contract year.
He played in 27 games and in his third year was traded away to, surprisingly, the Patriots, who maybe Bill thought he could turn him around or something, but that didn't happen.
False.
But the thing is, this is in terms of like money, like one of the worst signings ever. But I think as we go through some of these other guys,
yeah, I mean,
it's not gonna be number one.
The thing is, we weren't doing much in fucking 09 anyway. That was the first NFL game I went to and saw Jason Campbell fuck up the Saints in 09. But yeah, I mean, fuck it. Who
It's
cares?
bad. It's bad. I got some better ones for you though. So one of my favorites, I remember like it was yesterday, Devin, DeMarco Murray.
Ooh, the O point, no?
After 1,800 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns, he went to Philly. 5 years, $42 million, $21 million guaranteed.
Yep.
He spent 1 year there.
Yep.
He spent 1 year there, played in 15 games, went from averaging 115 yards per game the year prior to 46 yards per game. The man played like absolute trash. And to add a little more shit on top of a bowl of shit, he went to Tennessee and ran for almost 1,300 yards the next year.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot about the Tennessee resurgence a little bit.
The man went to play with Chip Kelly, and neither of them could figure it out.
Nope.
Neither of them.
But yeah, I mean, his Dallas years were, at least that year, was huge.
So beautiful.
I think he was 0 point, no?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
But yeah, it was beautiful.
And I remember when he went to Philly, it was, oh, shit.
Oh, he's going to Philly.
Oh, shit. DeMarco Murray to Philly. It's like, no, Jay Ajayi did more for the fucking Eagles than DeMarco Murray.
LeGarrette Blount?
Yeah, LeGarrette Blount. I was about to say slow, bro. It's like, yeah, no. That, like...
Shit, Darren Sproles has done a ton more for Philly.
In terms of just expectations, what you've done for me in the past or what you've done for other teams just a year prior, and you got that 5 year, $42 million, half of that guaranteed to you, Devin, that's definitely worse than
that. Would be like if Saquon shit the dick this year.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, I mean, you're getting a premier running back.
Kinda, but
see, no, I mean, I don't think anyone expected him to have this good of a year and not get injured and all that shit. But
Saquon didn't have that 1,800 year the year prior.
You're right.
You know, so it's like he didn't come.
It would be like if he was going into a contract year after this year.
Mm-hmm. It was
or this year
because Saquon just got paid.
Exactly. Yeah, but he got paid before the season though.
So he just got an extension. Remember?
Oh, you're right.
Saquon, it just completely reshuffle or reset the market for running backs.
But he's already done enough. They won the Super Bowl, so.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
2023 to the Jets. Look, maybe we'll talk about it more when we're comparing them to these other free agent moves, but is there much to say?
I mean, towards Achilles.
Like
4 minutes into a game.
And here's the thing. It's not as bad as some of these simply because of that.
Yes.
Like, had he went into his first year and played as bad as and had this past season's outcome 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, now we're talking about, like, probably the worst free agent signing of all time.
Yeah.
He does get the one.
And maybe not coming back to the Jets the next year.
Yeah, maybe not returning to the Jets.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did return, the big move for Devontae and all the hype, and the hype that we gave, it's Rodgers is definitely up there, and especially the fact that the Jets have $49 million in dead money after they cut Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, that's just $49 million sitting there that's going to someone that's not on the roster.
Yep.
Speaking of horrible moves in the past for quarterbacks that might have been a little too old to pay that much money, Kirk Cousins, 2024.
Yep.
$100 million guaranteed.
Yep.
And he's probably going to be their backup.
100 guaranteed?
$100 million
Dude, he
guaranteed.
was on TV by the end of the season. In the playoffs, he was on TV.
$100 million guaranteed, and he might be the backup next year.
He might not be in the NFL.
I mean, okay, to me, this is already worse than Rodgers.
Yeah.
And it could get worse.
Yeah.
Like, if he just never plays again and, like, this is your career, you just sat on $100 million guarantee, or I don't know if he restructured yet or what happened with them, but either way.
If I was him, I'm not restructuring a damn thing.
We're talking about moves and the worst free agency signings of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons were supposed to win the South, and finally they had a quarterback that could work with all these weapons. And
I mean, yeah, I mean, if we look at it just as a football season, they went 8-9, wasn't that fucking bad.
But you either look stupid for...
But they spent $100 million, they drafted a quarterback, they went all in and got nothing.
But it's like they almost think the Penix shit was like, makes them look smart.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we made sure that we had a backup plan. It's like, you dropped the craziest bag on this guy for no fucking reason.
Absolutely
just to end up playing with a rookie by the end of the year.
And to already know going into next year, you're still rocking with that rookie.
But to know as you're signing Kirk Cousins and as you're drafting Michael Penix that you're probably going to have to switch these guys sometime soon. It's sad. It sucks.
All right. I know I said DeMarco is one of my favorites, but this is honestly one of my favorite free agency moments.
Eddie Lacy? No, he was never a free agent.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
2019.
The worst free agency ever.
Better pay 2.6. He was on he was on Instagram saying you better pay 2.6.
You better pay 2.6, bro. He's like, I'm the most shifty running back ever. Guess what happened? Nothing.
He was. The man was the most patient. The most patient man to ever come out of a backfield.
It was the most annoying fucking thing to watch a Steelers game.
Mm-hmm. Just sit there and
watch him just sit there and wait. But it was the fucking commentators just jacking it off the whole fucking game.
It worked, Devan. That man.
It was cool,
it was
but then guess what happened? It didn't fucking work.
Well, that's because the Jets paid him.
True.
He went to the Jets, 4 years,
Forgot about that.
$52 million, $35 million guaranteed. After having back-to-back 1,200-yard seasons, he played in 17 games, got 800 yards, and was released in the second season in October.
Yep. Pay 2.6, bro.
Pay 2.6. They paid 2.6, 3.5. Guaranteed.
For 800 yards.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
800 yards and a Snickers bar.
I'm pretty sure a broken down Michael Vick did more for that Jets team. I mean, I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell, DeMarco Murray's 1,800 yard season was great.
Yes.
But Le'Veon Bell was a top 3
at his peak. Yeah.
He was definitely, as a free agent, more appealing than DeMarco Murray.
I think
see here, this is where I get confused on what makes a free agent move worse. The fact that you made this awful move for a running back and he went on to never flourish again, or you signed someone like DeMarco Murray and it didn't work out and he went on to have a great season just a year later.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it matters too much. I think signing a player and then not being good for you is already it's a big enough loss.
I think though, especially with these ones where we do have hindsight in both positive and negative routes, um, like
No, you're right. It's a
seeing
better
that.
look for the Jets that he never regained his juju, but it's also bad on the Jets that they gave someone like that money,
See, I
someone
was
who
gonna say
had nothing left.
it's almost like to me, I'm looking more at like all right, like how did it pan out for the players, like player in term of producing for your team.
Yeah.
And it's like if DeMarco has 1,800 yards, goes to your team, and then has what? Fucking I don't even remember how many yards he had the year prior, but went from 115 to 46 a game, and then goes to Tennessee the year after and runs for 1,300 yards. To me, it's like I can almost like what I can barely I can barely fault him. I can barely fault
Sure.
DeMarco. Like to me, it's almost like all right, what like Chip, like what were you doing? Like
Yeah.
whatever your scheme was with DeMarco, like your scheme wasn't scheming, bro. It just was not working. And I feel like you looked at Le'Veon and said, we're gonna pay you, and you're never gonna be good again, no matter where you are. Baltimore, Kansas City, you went to all these other random teams, and it's like you never played up to those prime years again.
Never even close.
DeMarco did. So I kind of feel like what's the worst, what is the worst signing? I think in especially with hindsight, the Eagles were right to pay DeMarco that money because he was able to run for 1,300 yards after getting that contract. Just not for them.
Yeah. But, no one was right in paying Le'Veon.
So I'd have to go Le'Veon over DeMarco for sure.
Yeah.
Like if I'm just going on like just putting people over or whatever, I'm gonna go Bell over DeMarco in terms of those two players, just to keep that in mind. Nick Foles, Devin. Nick Foles, 2019. No. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, the Jags, yes.
They guaranteed that man $50 million after winning the Super Bowl with the Eagles.
Forgot about that.
After winning a Super Bowl with the Eagles, Devin, they
BDN, bro.
$50 million. Do you know what happened? Do you remember what happened?
Not really.
He played 4 games, broke his collarbone, and then got traded to Chicago.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah. He played 4 games, broke his collarbone, and then they traded him to Chicago.
Yeah. It's pretty smart. Good move.
What the fuck was... I mean, what... I don't even... Like, to me, that was almost like...
To me, it's like... He kind of had to give Nick Foles a contract. Someone had to after what he did, but it is Jacksonville, and I guess Jacksonville was like, who gives a shit? We'll do it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like some of these teams, bro, it's like, and I've said this before, but some of these teams just gotta be fucking around and just gotta be doing this just to fuck with the market.
Sure.
It's like, man, hey, watch what we pay Nick Foles. Watch what they're gonna have to pay Matt Ryan next. It's like, I'm saying it has to be something like that because there's absolutely no reason why Nick Foles should be making $50 million guaranteed, and then he spends a month of football playing like dog shit, breaks his collarbone, and then gets traded. I mean, it's just, this is bad. Like, it's bad.
That one's bad.
It's up there for bad. Like, it's definitely up there. And another one that, Devin, it is worse. It's worse than Nick Foles. What quarterback do you think is worse than Nick Foles in terms of free agency signings? All right. How about something that's just going to continuously get worse? Are you ready? How about someone who only played 7 games, was given $72 million for 4 years, guaranteed $37 million, and was offered that contract before even meeting Houston face-to-face. They didn't even meet Brock Osweiler face-to-face before they gave that man $72 million, Devin.
like
Brock
that.
Osweiler, look, Nick went and did his thing.
Yeah.
Brock Osweiler,
They said, Brock, we love your tape out in Denver.
he went 5-2 with Denver, had one of the best defenses of all time, and it was cool.
Yep.
Then he got this crazy ass bag that even at the time,
even the time was huge.
all these contracts we talked about, it was like, oh, all right, even reports, it was like, hey, that's a bag, let's see what happens.
Yep.
Even at the time of this signing, it was like Brock Osweiler just robbed the Houston Texans.
Yes.
Like 4 years, $72 million to a quarterback that played 7 games and you did not meet face to face. He went on to throw 301. He threw 510 balls, 301 out of 510, 2,957 yards, 15 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, was traded after that first year.
Good.
Was traded after that first year, got traded away with $37 million guaranteed, Devin. That's worse than Nick. Brock is worse than Nick Foles, and I'm not gonna lie, is contending for a top 2 or 3 spot.
The Brock move, sure.
The Brock move is terrible. It's not only you barely got to see anything from Brock, but the fact that you saw that Brock was able to win with that team and then also got to see a quarterback whose neck was hanging on by a thread go on to win a Super Bowl with that team.
With that team, yeah, exactly.
And just didn't assume maybe that team was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just really good.
Yeah.
No, it's Brock Osweiler. One that I had to throw in here because he was on literally every single site, every single breakdown of the worst free agency moves of all time. I know we're probably not going to put him on this list. It's Jeff Garcia. It was one of the early moves for Cleveland when they were trying to find their, quarterback. He threw for over 16,000 yards, 113 touchdowns. Was a 3-time Pro Bowler with San Fran. Then he went to Cleveland.
Yeah.
He went 3-7. Threw for 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Was released, and then did go on to have one more Pro Bowl year with Tampa in 2007. So at least he got a little bit of his mojo back after leaving the Browns. You can't say that for Nick Foles or Brock. But
Brock never even got close. He went to the Dolphins?
Brock has never been a good quarterback.
No, Brock's best.
It was a disguise, Devin. It was a mask.
His best games were the 7 that he played for Denver.
And it was all.
He was also fucking 6'8" or some shit.
It was a free trial.
Yeah.
It was a free trial, and they paid for the wrong subscription.
They did.
The wrong subscription.
They got to get Rocket money, dude.
Antonio Brown.
Big moves, big baller moves.
2019, after 6 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving yard seasons, he signed with New England.
New England. And then caught a ball in Miami, correct? Caught a touchdown. And then they said, don't do that on people's shoulders. And he said, all right, I'm not going to play in the NFL anymore.
All right, I'll go win a Super Bowl with Tom because that's what he did.
Give me another year.
Antonio Brown played in a large amount of one football game for the New England Patriots after they acquired him, and then he did some mischievous things. People learned about
learned about things from.
And that's kind of when it got to a point where it's like, all right, AB, you're wild. You're
chill out
right now, bro. Like you've got to chill. And then he went and chilled out for a season in Tampa, and then obviously was I was real close to putting him the Tampa move on there. It's like if they didn't win that Super Bowl and it was just him walking out mid game,
you're right.
Beautiful would have been on this list, but I had to just go with the New England move, which was, compared to some of these, not as bad, but one game.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he played one game.
For one game.
Another big one, just like Jeff Garcia that I saw on a lot of pages. Amon Green in 2007. After 7 years with Green Bay, he ran for 8,000 yards, 53 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry. He signed a $23 million contract for 4 years with Houston. 14 games, he ran for 554 yards. He went from 85 yards a game to 40 yards a game. I mean, he fell off the face of the earth. The only thing I can give to maybe excuse it is putting a lot of trust in a running back who's 30 in 2007.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the case. Now, it's just the fact that he did have a major fall off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he also went on to re-sign with Green Bay and kind of just retire with them. He didn't really, he didn't really bounce back after that.
No,
So in terms of like Le'Veon Bell or DeMarco Murray, if we're comparing to those type of seasons, it wasn't that.
No, but in terms of like him and his career, he had a pretty decent career. It's just got signed and
it's kind of the reason why
at the wrong time.
It's kind of the reason why I don't have Julio on here.
Yeah, no.
It's like I definitely could have considered Julio for like 3 different teams.
Sure, but Julio's prime, and same thing with like Diop and shit. It's like their primes were so good that they're still top receivers ever, but they just didn't have that next team, that next thing that put them over the edge.
This this next free agent though. So in 2012, and I completely like forgot like all of how everything tied in together, but in 2012, the Dolphins signed Chad Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
In 2012, the Dolphins released Chad Johnson.
Mm.
He was going to obviously be playing for the Dolphins in 2012 after his 1 year with the Patriots. But I believe around like August, there was maybe a little domestic violence or something going on.
Maybe a little thing that happened over there.
Maybe a little head banging going on.
A little beep boop bop.
Maybe French Montana came up with like a really catchy song about it. Like I don't know. I'm just saying. But
Possibly.
We talked about Antonio Brown playing one game, doing a little mischievous shit, and then getting thrown off. Now we got Ocho not playing a single game, not even getting to dress up for a preseason. I don't know, maybe he did, and it's not funny. It's not funny, because to be honest with you, like I can make a joke about like I don't know. I feel like it's a little less like Antonio Brown. Like he's still a piece of shit, but it's like Ocho like we're talking about like headbutting someone like a woman. Yeah. It's like that's like crazy.
Yeah, that's not
like good. No. I don't know. Actually, in my head, I'm having a moral like debate. Like I don't know what's worse. It's like they're both really bad. But
I don't know if I would want to answer that question.
No. It's like, but if you had to joke about one, it's like
headbutting. No, all right. Shoulders.
So I don't know. See, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But Ocho is up there. It's up there on worst free agent signings in my eyes. But here's one that's very recent. 2022. J.C. Jackson. You know about J.C. Jackson, corner. When he was 26 in New England, he got 8 picks. This was his final season with New England. 8 picks, was a Pro Bowler. And then he went over and signed with the Chargers.
Yep.
Played in 7 games out of, 2 years he played in 7 games. Got traded back to New England. And I believe last year was like still the 3rd highest paid Charger.
Really?
Yeah, something stupid. I mean, he was still getting paid.
That's got to be one of the best feelings. Like when Russ is playing games for the Steelers and just cashing checks from Colorado. It's nice.
Yeah, it is. It is nice. And our final free agent to consider, Devin. So, you want to explain to me why Washington thought 33-year-old Deion Sanders deserved $56 million over 7 years? You want to explain that to me? Or, do you think that just says it all?
That happened?
$56 million
over 7 years.
over 7 years.
It's a retirement fund for him.
Dude, he retired the year after.
He retired a Raven, though.
He retired and then came back a year as a Raven.
Yes, you're right.
But we didn't give him $56 million over 7 years.
I didn't even know we did that.
That is insanity. Now, obviously, it's not an Albert Hainsworth in his supposed prime. But
Sure.
33-year-old Deion Sanders, and you gave him $56 million over 7 years?
Damn.
I don't believe a lot was guaranteed, Devin, but still. Just the hope.
I would pay him that to stop talking.
I would pay him that to explain how he convinced them to pay him that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I need to know. I need
Blackmail,
to know
maybe?
who. Yeah, I mean, what did he have on them? Like, he must have had something on Washington, because that is an absurd contract. But Devin, now we need to rank them, because I think I have a top like 5 or 6 that we've pulled from. It seems like, at least in my eyes, I got Brock up there.
Yeah, Brock's up there.
I got Le'Veon Bell up there.
Yep.
I have Kirk Cousins.
I mean, Hainsworth is up there.
Kirk's
so far up there.
Albert?
Yeah.
I think the worst is Brock.
Yeah, I think Brock won. I mean, because...
Go ahead.
He didn't do anything.
I think Brock's the worst. I think
the jury's not out on Kirk yet.
What about Foles?
I think Foles is really bad.
Foles was the...
But it was $50 million, right?
$50 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
$50 million guaranteed, but the Jets gave Le'Veon $35 guaranteed, and that man didn't.
As a running back who did not win a Super Bowl.
Didn't win a Super Bowl. That's the thing. Foles did win a Super Bowl. So someone like Hainsworth and Bell.
But Foles had a crazy run, beat Tom Brady, and looked pretty good.
I almost want to go Bell Hainsworth.
Yeah.
Bell Hainsworth?
I think Bell's worse than Hainsworth, yeah.
I think Bell Hainsworth. All right. Bell Hainsworth.
Foles.
Foles over DeMarco? You're right. The expectation from DeMarco was... Okay, yeah. All right, I'll put Foles at 4. Foles at 4 I like. Foles at 4. Rodgers. I mean, that stint is done. We know what happened from that.
Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers is up there for sure. I think we still got to consider DeMarco Murray.
I think A-Rod's over DeMarco.
A-Rod over DeMarco? Okay. Don't forget that J.C. Jackson fall off, bro. 8 picks in a Pro Bowl to 7 games in 2 years.
But he is a DB.
5 years, $82 million. That was his contract. I forgot to tell you.
Damn.
5-year, $82 million. He was like still the 3rd highest paid player once he got traded. That's definitely that has to be up there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if the debate's still out on Kirk. You said the debate's still out on Kirk. Maybe in terms of where he ranks on this list.
But I mean, as long as he's a part of this team, he's gonna have a shot to play.
All right. Okay. So how about A-Rod, DeMarco, Kirk? A-Rod, DeMarco, Kirk. A-Rod, DeMarco, Kirk. I like that. A-Rod, DeMarco, Kirk. And then the final, we got 3 spots left. And the people I'm looking at, oh, man. See, because now I'm starting to think it's like, all right, like, okay, Antonio Brown played a game with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right? I don't...
It was a mid-season pickup, no?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was.
I think he got picked up. Okay, maybe. I don't know. Either way, the fucker could have been playing with Tom Brady and decided to go jizz on a fucking chick's shoulder. Honestly, I think that's got to be up there. That's to remember that, like, no, like, you could have just stayed there and just acted right. Like, that's...
All right, but it was a previous incident. It wasn't like...
You do realize, like, yeah, what Aaron Hernandez did was a previous incident.
No. But I'm saying it's not like he got signed and then pulled some fuck shit. Like he was just doing some dumb shit and then.
I guess. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Still, either way, I mean, I get. Okay, so then, who are you considering over that? I mean, are we looking at a Jeff Garcia? Are we looking at going from 3-time Pro Bowler, 16,000 yards, 113 yards to playing in 10 games, going 3-7, 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, and then being released, but then going on to have one more Pro Bowl year in Tampa? I don't think that's worse than J.C. Jackson.
No.
I got to put J.C. Jackson worse than Antonio Brown.
And
I probably got to put J.C. Jackson
Antonio
next.
Brown's is more unfortunate because he still had a little bit of stuff left in him to go play in Tampa. So yeah, I mean for the Pats, like it's like maybe you could have ran a better background check, but in terms of like a good free agent signing, it would have been.
J.C. Jackson at 8, I think I like that, but I think AB makes the list.
Yeah.
Maybe Sanders is the worst, is a little worse than the.
Yes.
Maybe,
Sanders is terrible. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Sounds like we got our top 5.
Why would we give it? What has there ever been a 40-year-old fucking DB?
33.
No, giving a 33-year-old a 7-year contract.
Yeah, like just insinuating that you'd even expect him to be on playing by year 4.
What the fuck are we doing?
He had already retired and came back by the time he would have been still on that, year 4 of that contract. So I'll go AB at 10. It looks like we got our list.
Yeah.
So, and maybe it's awful, maybe it's not, but the top 10 worst free agency moves in NFL history. We got Antonio Brown to the Patriots, Deion Sanders to the Washington Redskins, J.C. Jackson to the Chargers, Kirk Cousins to the Falcons, DeMarco Murray to the Eagles, Aaron Rodgers to the Jets, Nick Foles to the Jaguars, Albert Haynesworth to the Redskins, Le'Veon Bell to the Jets, and Brock Osweiler to the Houston Texans.
Yep.
I love it. That is the worst free agent of all time. Brock Osweiler, you piss me off. Brock Osweiler pisses me off.
Bro
that
got the
stupid
bag.
Ass face. That stupid thumb fucking just.
Yeah.
I can't. He looks like a Lego figure. You ever seen like a Lego smile, just like the brick?
Yeah.
I can't stand, bro. Bro pisses me off.
Mason Rudolph looks like a Lego.
Like, I would honestly not be surprised if the city of Houston genuinely still hates him more than they hate Deshaun Watson. That's how bad he was.
Maybe.
Like, that's how bad he was.
I think they love Matt Schaub more than anybody.
Like, think about it, though. He was so bad, he never got another chance. Deshaun Watson's still getting a shot.
Of course, yeah.
It's like, that's how bad he was.
No, he was horrible.
Like, I don't think people realize it's because of, like... Because here's the thing. You had to be there for the second half of that last year with Peyton Manning as a Denver Bronco.
Yeah.
And then you had to be there for the short, small amount of time he was there in Houston.
Yep.
And it was bad.
Yeah.
It was almost like you forgot this man got paid that much money and you didn't even think about it. And then you had to be reminded, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The money this guy is making and what he's giving us on the field, it is bad.
It is refreshing to see that, like, there have been quarterback signings recently. At least of the young players, there's nothing too bad. Like, we look at a guy and we go, he's got a ton of potential, and they do pay him, and then he fucking shits the dick and whatever. So there's obviously potential for that still to happen with Trevor Lawrence and some of these other guys, but that just hasn't fully happened yet.
Well, I like it. Top 10 worst free agents of all time. All right, Devin. Time to guess some athletes.
Sweet.
All right. I got some facts. I got some players. Let's see if you can guess some. You got a one guess. You got a one fact pool last time.
I did.
A one fact pool, the Muhammad Sanu pool. So let's see how
I
we.
don't see that happening, but I'll try.
Who knows? All right, this first player. This player is the fourth wide receiver to have 50. Try again. This wide receiver was the fourth wide receiver in NFL history with 50 receptions or more and 900 yards or more in their first 6 seasons. They, in the past 5 years, have had 1,000 receiving yards or more.
In the past 5 years?
These past 5 seasons.
Okay.
Out of all active wide receivers, this one has caught the most balls from the most different quarterbacks.
Ooh. Terry McLaurin.
It's Terry McLaurin.
Oh, yeah, let's go, dude. Fuck yeah,
Terry
dude.
McLaurin.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's Terry McLaurin. He has more total yards than Jamar Chase, but less total yards than AJ Brown.
Yeah.
And he has less total touchdowns than Calvin Ridley, but more total touchdowns than Michael Thomas.
Dang.
So maybe I should have threw those out there first. Maybe I should have thrown those out there and thrown you off.
Yeah, those don't help much.
No, they don't. Well, see, because
it's interesting, but
I try to make it where it's like you'd think it's like, all right, well, he has more than him, so it has to be good. But then it's like,
yeah,
I named something else.
It's
like,
him, yeah.
Damn, how many did he have? Because it's like if you think about it, it's like if you just ask me like who has more touchdowns, Calvin Ridley or Michael Thomas. It's like,
yeah,
probably Michael Thomas.
Yeah,
I'd probably say Michael Thomas. And then if you were like, all right, like you think Terry's already beat them out, it's like shit.
And it's like, who would have thought that Terry's got more yards than Jamar? I wouldn't have known that.
That too. Well, I mean, shit. He spent the last 6 years getting at least 900 yards or more and 50 receptions or more.
Diarrhea quarterbacks.
He's caught 11 different passes from. He's caught 11 passes from 11 passes from 11 different quarterbacks.
I'll have to try to name all of them one day.
We'd be here for a minute. All right, this next player.
I could do it.
This player was top 5 in passing yards in 2024. This player has played for 5 teams.
So last season was top 5 in passing yards?
Mm-hmm.
5 teams.
He set an NCAA record 272 passing attempts without an interception.
What the fuck?
He was drafted the same year as DeAndre Hopkins and Tyrann Mathieu.
14? 13?
I don't remember.
Damn.
That's the point.
That's true.
Honestly, I didn't really want to give the year anyways, so I'm glad I didn't write it down.
13 or 14.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
He has less total passing yards than Kyler Murray, but more than Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. So if we go top 5 from last year, Joe.
Do you know?
Huh?
Do you know the top 5 from last year?
Probably get close.
Okay.
Joe, Lamar. But I'm trying to think of like vets.
5 teams.
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck's played for 5 fucking teams.
Yeah,
what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, you do. You know who it is. He was drafted same year as D-Hop.
2013 is a long time ago. Who the fuck was drafted 2013?
But was top 5 in passing yards this past season.
This year.
Mm-hmm. Who is it? I've given you all 5 facts. I might have to give you the answer. It's getting a little scary.
Agreed.
It's getting a little scary, Devin.
Agreed.
What you got?
Who?
Shot in the dark. Shot
Why
in the
can't
dark.
I can't think of any names.
Top 5 in passing yards last season. He's played for 5 teams. He set an NCAA record, 272 attempts without an interception. Drafted the same year as D-Hop and Tyrann Mathieu. Less total yards than Kyler Murray. More total yards than Trevor Lawrence.
This is so bad. This is very bad that I'm not going to get this.
All right. You want the answer?
Yeah.
He didn't write back.
He didn't write back.
Wow, the fact that I didn't make that a fact because I thought you'd get it right away. They wrote me off. I ain't write back though.
Oh my god.
Come on.
I thought about Seattle. I didn't even fucking.
It's Geno Smith.
Damn it, dude.
It's Geno Smith.
You could have hit me with like a broken jaw fact or something.
I couldn't do that. That would have given it to you. I thought not writing back would have given it to you, but
I didn't realize that Geno's played for 5 teams.
Yeah, he spent time with the Giants as well as the Jets. So Giants, Jets, he was a Charger. Seattle. Vegas. All right. Final player.
Oakland.
All right, this player.
Wait, no. Well, he hasn't played for 5 then.
He's on a roster.
He will play for 5.
Okay, so this last player. This player is top 10 all-time passing yards.
Okay.
He has the second most consecutive starts for a quarterback all time.
Second most.
Second most consecutive starts for any quarterback all time.
Okay, I think I know 1. I don't know who 2 is. Brett Favre?
It's not Brett Favre.
All right, Brett Favre has the most consecutive.
He does. This player has played for 2 teams.
Drew Brees?
Nah. Damn. This player has 8 Pro Bowls.
Dang.
Second most consecutive starts ever. 8 Pro Bowls.
Yeah, 2 teams. 2 teams.
Top 10 all time in passing.
Maybe one of those teams was the Chiefs. Joe Montana?
No.
Son of a bitch.
No.
Nah.
It ain't Joe. Let me know you want that 5th.
Top 10.
Top 10.
2 teams.
2 teams.
8 probes.
8 probes.
Matthew Stafford.
Nope.
Fuck. Most consecutive stats. 8 probes.
Yeah, Matt's been banged up a little bit. Matt's been hurt.
Yeah, you're right. Steve Young?
In this history. Nah.
Fuck,
no,
dude.
Sir.
Give me the 5th.
He's been with his wife since the 7th grade.
Warren Moon.
No. What the fuck?
No, I just had Warren Moon on the brain even before you said that. The wife since the 7th grade is one I don't think. Phillip Rivers.
It's Phillip Rivers.
Gotcha. You can't have 19 kids unless
Yeah.
you've been with your wife since you were 8.
You can't. There's absolutely no. Yeah. It is Phillip Rivers.
That's fair. That is funny that is the one that gives it away.
I knew it would be the one that gives it away.
That's so crazy too.
Because he's the unforgotten in the top 10. I mean, even in the consecutive starts, it's like you kind of forget about Phillip, but no.
Yeah, I wouldn't think the
second most for a quarterback.
Makes so much sense though.
But yeah, no, Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is the answer. But Devin,
good for Phil.
With that being said, we talked about the worst free agency moves in NFL history. We ranked the last teams we got left in the NBA that are considered contenders for championships this season. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins got paid. Is there anything else you need to say before we get out of here? All right. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed this episode of On It. We'll be back on Saturday. Brand new episodes every Saturday and Tuesday and Saturday, whichever way you prefer it. It has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.